Welcome to Pythia's Prophecy Tarot. This is your new moon in Sagittarius reading. So let's get started with Sag. This new moon is happening in a couple of days. Okay, so I think it's on the 20th and I'm doing this on the 18th. Okay, so let's get started with Sagittarius. And let's see what is coming in for Sag, this new moon. What is the energy for Sagittarius, this new moon? I'm going to go through all the signs. It's for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Okay, if your Sun sign doesn't resonate, check your other placements. And these are general readings. It goes without saying that it's not going to resonate with everyone. Okay, so just take the bits that apply, leave the rest. And if you struggle to understand the message, then it's not your reading. Okay, so, okay. Sagittarius, what is the message here for Sag? Ooh, that fell out. King of Cups reversed. Okay, I'll take that. Two more. Message for Sagittarius. The Empress. And the Star. Wow, with the Moon. How interesting, the Moon. Okay. Okay. So Sag, I think you're this Empress energy, okay, and it's not about gender, so you could be a male or a masculine and you know, be in this energy. Someone could be feeling that you're quite the prize here with the Star, okay. This person with this King of Cups reversed, I think they're feeling very very emotional about you, especially with the Moon as the underlying energy. This person is quite distraught. They are missing you. They're feeling quite distraught about you, okay? But I think with the Moon, you're not even aware of this. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Sagittarius. Let's move that up a bit. Okay. Why is the King of Cups in the reverse here for Sag? 8 of Wands. And one more. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, and let's look at the Empress. The 2 of Cups. And the 5 of Wands. There's a star there. King of Cups, here's this person. Okay, and one more. The 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's somebody here from your past with the 6 of Cups. This person's pretty distraught about you. Okay, they may have thought that they could move on pretty quickly from you. They may have turned their backs on you, right? But instead, what happened is that this person started to feel very lonely. I think they started to realize what they've lost. Okay, so this, it may be an ex, I'm not sure, but for some of you, it could be just someone who maybe you had a connection with, maybe they didn't take it any further, okay? This person is having some kind of, this new moon could be bringing up some sort of deep-seated feelings for this person, okay? Yeah, with this 2 of Cups and the 5 of Wands, I think you've had some kind of tiff with this person. There were mutual feelings here, but I feel like maybe they weren't acted on, okay? Because with this King of Cups, that's this individual. With the 4 of Pentacles, you can see the death is creeping up. This person is tired of holding back. I think they want to fix this. They want to come towards you. They want to reveal everything. And if they've had some tiff or falling out, then, you know, they're hoping to remedy that, okay? Okay. Yeah, I just saw the King of Cups again at the bottom of the deck. So someone's definitely in love here. Okay. Let's look at this 5 of Wands. I mean, the 5 of Pentacles, sorry. Why is that there? For Sag. Yeah, 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords. You know, this person could have turned their back on you, okay? And moved on pretty quickly. Well, now they're hoping that you will forgive them. With that 6 of Swords, I think with this Page of Wands, they want to reach out. I think this person would like to test the waters and see if you're willing to move beyond whatever this falling out was, okay? If you're willing to give them the time of day. I feel like with the Moon and the 6 of Cups, you know, this is in your past. You don't see this person, you're not around this person, but they haven't forgotten you with that King of Cups reversed. Okay, let's look at that Five of Wands. Yeah, Three of Cups. I think, you were friends, or this person was around you in some capacity. They've had some falling out with you, and yeah, I think they're hoping to reconnect. Definitely. Let's look at that Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Eight of Cups. This person may have had to leave things behind, maybe even just baggage. Things that they were holding on to, maybe that they weren't prepared to let go of. Okay, it could even just be a point of view, a mindset, whatever. But they're ready to let that go now. Okay, they want to reach out and reconnect. Okay, sad. So the energy of the new moon for you is that someone's going to try and reach out, or they don't reach out during a new moon. They are all in their fields about reconnecting with you. Okay. So that is Sag, and let's move on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, what is the new moon in Sagittarius energy for Capricorn? New moon in Sag, what's the energy for Capricorn? We've got the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So it's like two pages and a knight. Okay, with the Three of Cups. Okay, so there's an energy of friendship, fun. This feels a bit lighthearted. Could be at work, could be co-workers. Okay, Christmas parties. I'm getting things like that. With the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, someone could start something, and it could be a little impulsive here with this Knight of Wands. Okay, so just watch out for that. I mean, there could be some impulsive things happening, maybe at a workplace, right? With friends out drinking. Okay. Capricorn, what's the message for Capricorn? Let's look at the why is the Page of Pentacles there for Capricorn? Page of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles. And let's look at this Page of Wands. Ten of Pentacles. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the Knight of Wands. The King of Pentacles. And Justice. With the Ten of Swords. Okay. So someone could convey the truth of a decision. Okay, someone could tell you about something, or this could be you, Capricorn, doing this, telling someone else. It may happen in a place of work, as I said. Okay, like a Christmas party, maybe. They could be taking action towards, some sort of impulsive action could be initiated. Okay, and it could impact your stability if you're the person doing this. With this King of Cups and Justice as well, it feels like rushing into something that could have long-term implications. Okay, financial contracts. Be careful of that. Especially, it could be like meeting someone at drinks at work and then deciding to quit your job and join them. Okay, it could be something like that. But it's ending one situation and impulsively rushing into some kind of financial contract or some other commitment. Okay, let's see. Be wary of making accepting job offers or making financial commitments to anything impulsively when you've maybe had a couple of drinks or something like that. Be careful of that. Let's look at the Page of Swords. Yeah, Two of Cups and Six of Swords. Oh, Eight of Wands, Six of Swords. So be careful, because it may be that Capricorn, if this is you, you could be tempted to move on from a situation that has been pretty good for you. Okay, with the Two of Cups, deciding to move on quickly, because with this Knight of Wands, there's an impulsive energy here. Let's look at that Two of Pentacles. Death. Yeah, you could be deciding rather impulsively to end something and start something else. And that could have major implications. Now let's look at that Ace of Wands. Yeah, the Magician. It's possible for some of you, I mean, these friends could be convincing you, or co-workers could be convincing you, okay, that I'm almost getting an air of someone being told by friends and co-workers that, yeah, you got to ditch this job and move on to something else, something like that. But the thing is, whatever you're leaving is quite good for you, okay? We've got Temperance at the bottom of the deck, so be careful to not just jump ship, end contracts very impulsively, okay? Let's look at Justice. Why is the Justice there? I feel there may be legal contracts, yeah, with Strength. I think it's to hold back from making impulsive choices, okay, especially rash decisions. Hold back from that because, yeah, I don't know, it just feels too impulsive. Yeah, Strength, and you've got Three of Cups at the, at the bottom of the deck. So Capricorn, at this time of celebration, don't get carried away by friends, okay, co-workers who might try to get you to move on from something that is stable. I mean, they might genuinely think that that's a good thing and you should move on, but you're being urged with Strength to hold back and not do anything impulsive here, okay, because you could regret it. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. And I think that sort of message has been coming up for you a bit, okay, so some of the previous readings had that in more depth. And be wary if you're already committed in the realm of relationships, not to start something at Christmas parties or drinks or whatever, okay? Okay, let's move on to Aquarius. It is a new moon in Sag energy for Aquarius. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's too many. New moon in Sag energy for Aquarius. Six of Wands. Okay, I'll take these two. Eight of Swords, Hierophant. Okay. With the Ace of Cups. So there's an opportunity here. Something you might really, feel excited about. With the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. You may be led at this time, okay, choose a partner, whether it's in love or business or whatever. And you could be led by what looks good on the surface. Yeah, normally I see this as other people's opinions, and that may be playing a part here, but I'm also getting like a surface energy, okay, or superficial energy. So just be wary of that there could be someone you're thinking of as his partner who is superficially or on paper looks good, okay, and you may already be in a commitment, okay, and you may be feeling trapped there and thinking that this person looks great. Okay, so just be wary of that, and the same can apply always in business, okay, or in any other situation where you're looking to partner up with somebody, okay. Let's look at the Queen of Pentacles. Why is that there? Two of Cups, and one more. The Hanged Man. Yeah, see, you're already in a partnership, Aquarius. It looks like it's pretty good, but with this Hanged Man, you're seeing the situation differently. You see this love differently, and now you think that there's someone else around who would make a better partner, okay? And on the surface, it all looks very good. Let's look at that Six of Wands. Two of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. See, you don't see this opportunity too clearly. You can see how in this Two of Swords, she's blindfolded, right? You can't make a decision. You can't see this clearly. It looks very good on the surface. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so be careful, because I think some of you could be tempted to leave a connection in which you have been in for a while, where there is mutual love, respect, for something that looks good on the surface. Now let's look at the Eight of Swords. Oh, well, why is the Eight of Swords and the Hierophant there for Aquarius? The Eight of Swords and the Hierophant, why is it there for Aquarius? We've got, what is this? Nine of Cups and Temperance. Yeah. You're being urged to temper this desire, okay? This Nine of Cups, it's a greedy energy. It's gluttonous. It's, you're being urged to temper that, okay? It's because this other thing or other person looks so good on the surface, you're ready to you're not seeing your existing situation clearly. You don't realize how good you have it. Okay, you actually have the Two of Cups and you're seeing that differently. Okay, so be wary of that. Okay, because when it comes to future expectations, you could be unrealistic here, and there's a need to temper that. Okay, and see things clearly. Okay, let's have a look at the Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man there? Be wary of this, because you can see with the Hanged Man, this person is giving the person who's hanging some sort of water. So it could be people even who are trying to convince you, okay, maybe that what you have is not good enough, okay, maybe it's a little ho-hum or whatever. They could be trying to change your mind. Let's look at the Hanged Man. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, see, I think be wary of people who are trying to talk to you and convince you. This seems to follow on from the Capricorn reading, but be wary of anyone who's trying to convince you at this time to upend situations, whether family or work, things that have been pretty stable, okay? Causing you with this Ace of Wands reversed to lose passion or lose interest there, okay? Because you actually have it quite good there, okay? Let's look at that Two of Swords. Yeah, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups reversed. You want to act, you don't see this clearly, okay? You don't see this clearly. I think if you saw the situation clearly, or you saw this other person clearly, you wouldn't be confused, okay? You would recognize it for what it is. Now let's look at Temperance. Well, actually, let's look at this Nine of Cups. What's up there? Five of Wands. Whatever this new opportunity person is that you on the surface looks very good, there could be a lot of other people interested in it, okay, with this Five of Wands. And with the Nine of Cups, that's some of you, that's why you want it, because on the surface it looks so good. Other people are going for it, and you think, well, I don't want to miss out. Some of you could have like a FOMO, especially if it's a job, okay? If it's a job opportunity, you could feel like, hey, whatever I've got is boring. It's stable, but it's boring. And this other thing must be great. There's so many people throwing their hat in the ring for this, something like this. But you don't see that, you're not seeing that situation clearly. Let's look at Temperance. Yeah, King of Pentacles reversed. Be careful about upending any kind of commitment, anything that is long stable, that has been stable, think carefully about ending that. Because you could really regret this, okay? This is giving me all that glitters isn't gold kind of energy, okay? So if something or someone looks on the surface just great, just know that there's more under the surface. Let's look at Seven of Cups reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. See, if you knew the truth clearly, you would drop this. You would drop it, okay? You wouldn't be interested. Yeah, be careful here, Aquarius, okay? And I feel Capricorn as well. It's a similar sort of energy. Be wary, okay? Something or someone that looks good on the surface is not how it appears, okay? So be careful about starting something new and ending things rashly that have worked for you, okay? Okay, so that's what I've got for you. And let's move on to Pisces. Okay. Okay, Pisces. New moon in Sag. What is the energy for Pisces? New moon in Sagittarius. What is the energy here for Pisces? Justice. Eight of Wands. Three of Swords. With the Wheel of Fortune. There are fated events happening here, Pisces, okay? Saturn is, I think, retrograded back into your sign, if I'm not mistaken, as now going direct and going to move into Aries, okay? And the fact that it's moving out of your sign, it's been in your sign for a few years. Things are coming, fate is stepping in to bring things to a conclusion, maybe some way or the other. You feel that someone is, there seems to be an issue of movement towards some kind of legal outcome here with justice. And there's heartbreak around it. Okay, there's heartbreak. So let's see what's going on here. Pisces. What's the message here for Pisces? Where's justice there? Page of Cups. Seven of Cups. Let's look at this Eight of Wands. The Devil. Six of Swords. And let's look at the Three of Swords. Page of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles and the High Priestess with Temperance. So some of you could have been expecting an offer, okay, dreaming about some kind of offer. A legal, it carries some sort of legal weight, right? It could be a job offer, or it could be, like an offer of a commitment, okay, in a relationship, something like that. It's something you've been dreaming about. You felt that there was going to be movement towards this, okay, and I feel this dream or this fantasy of this offer has acted like the devil for you, Pisces. Okay, if this is your energy, it may not be, but if this is your energy, then you felt like it's got you in its grip. Okay, you have feared moving on from this because you thought you were going to get this dream. It's something you greatly desired here. Okay, you fantasized about it, and it's like it seems so close that you can't countenance moving on from this. Okay, but there is some sort of heartache here because ultimately, with the Seven of Cups, this is not realistic. Okay, the Seven of Cups is a fantasy, right? So if you all were, if you were waiting for some kind of legal offer, okay, in whichever capacity, there could be some disappointment here with the Three of Swords, okay, because this decision, I think you know instinctively, right? With the High Priestess energy, you do know, but it's also, there's also secrecy and silence around it. Okay, so the person, whoever has to make this decision to make this offer, could be keeping quiet about it, right? Which is why with the Devil, it's like your imagination is filling in all the blanks. Okay, but I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, whatever's happening is now coming to an end. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I think you will get to know about it pretty soon. Okay. Let's look at the Seven of Cups for Pisces. Why is that there? There's the Seven of Cups. Yeah, Page of Swords. See, you're going to hear something. Okay. Nine of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety about this, okay, about learning the truth, because it's something that you have fantasized about, okay. With this King of Pentacles, as I said, could be a job or a relationship, right? There's some kind of offer that you've been holding out for. You thought maybe there was movement towards it, but you're also confused, right? You are worried that you may hear whatever you hear could fill you with dread, okay. Let's look at the Devil. Yeah, the Sun. And one more. Nine of Wands. See, you're holding on to this, okay? With the Devil, it's got you in your grip. It's got you in its grip. It feels like something you cannot let go of. You feel like this is where your happiness lies and you can't let go of this, okay? Let's look at that Six of Swords. Six of Cups and the Moon. You're not sure how to move on from this. There's very deep ties, deep emotions. Maybe you invested a lot of time as well, okay, into the situation, whatever it is. And you feel like, for example, like let's say it's a job offer you're waiting on, like of a promotion or something, then you may be feeling like you've invested far too much time into this and energy, that you just, you just can't, move on, okay? Now let's look at the High Priestess. I think intuitively you know that it's time to move on. Let's look at the High Priestess. King of Wands reversed, yeah. You don't feel confident though, okay, about moving on from this. And if this is in the realm of a relationship and you are waiting for someone to give you a proposal or an offer of marriage or something like that, then you may intuitively know that this person with this King of Wands reversed is not about to do this, okay? Then they don't feel confident, they don't feel like they're able to, and then you know that, okay? Either way, this thing is going to conclude, because with the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance here, it's divinely, it's a divine timing, okay? You're going to see the truth of the situation. This confusion is going to clear up with that Seven of Cups, okay? And you're going to see the truth, okay? Truth of the decision. And I think you have felt like you're not in the driver's seat of this decision, okay? It's like you're waiting for someone else to make the decision. So I think you're going to get the clarity pretty soon, okay? But you already know with the High Priestess energy, intuitively you know, okay? That's what I've got for you, Pisces. But I think in time, because it's fated, you know, you'll get the sort of clarity that you can't ignore, okay? Okay. Okay, let's move on to Aries. New moon in Sag. What is the message here for Aries? New moon in Sagittarius. Message for Aries. Oh, that's a lot. I'll just take that one. What is the message for Aries? Okay, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords. Okay, with the Seven of Wands. I feel like there's some sort of resistance here with the Seven of Wands. It may have to do with a new relationship, okay? There's movement being considered here with the Eight of Wands towards this Ace of Wands, okay? But I feel someone's resisting. Someone's resisting moving. They're holding their ground. Maybe it's time to speak up, right? Reveal something, the truth about this new beginning. And with the Seven of Swords, Aries, if this is you, you could feel like you're not ready to do this, okay? So let's see. Whatever this new beginning is, you may need to provide some sort of clarity about it, and you may feel with the Seven of Swords that you're not up to doing that. Let's look at the Ace of Wands. Yeah, the Tower, and one more. Queen of Wands, okay. With the Hierophant. Some of you could feel like you're resisting this new thing, okay, because maybe there's already a commitment. With the Tower and the Queen of Wands, you know that the presence of this person is going to like create a tower in your life. Let's look at this Eight of Wands. Four of Pentacles and one more. Eight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I think the thing is that you have been holding back. When it comes to moving towards this person, you've held back, okay, from walking away, from becoming single. So I think some of you are not single, okay? Or it's reversed, it's the other party who's not single, but you know, someone here is in a connection, okay? It feels like a third party. Let's look at that Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Oh, the Five of Wands and one more. King, well, I've got two more. Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. I think for whoever's in this reading, there is a commitment here, okay, of some sort. It could be a job, okay? It could be that you've got a commitment for a job. But either way, you're digging your heels in, okay? You are resisting moving towards this Queen of Wands, whatever this represents for you. Because with the Tower, it is going to upend your commitment, okay? And it's going to be disruptive. Okay, so you're not willing to free yourself of whatever the existing situation is to move towards this. And that could be bringing about, especially if it's a relationship, there could be some arguments and fights about this, okay? The other person, this Queen of Wands, could be feeling that you're dragging your heels, you're not being honest here, okay? You're not taking action. You could be having fights about this. And it's true, because with the Seven of Swords, you are being deceptive. You are concealing the truth and you're not being honest. The truth is that you're resisting this, okay? Aries, okay, so let's see. Let's look at that Tower. Where's the Tower there for Aries? Three of Wands reversed and the Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah. See, when you don't expect anything to come out of this, okay, with the Three of Wands. It's like you've lost the passion with the Ace of Wands reversed, okay? You don't now see a future here. Let's look at the Four of Pentacles. The Lovers, yeah. It's about making a choice here to let go of what you have in order to go towards something else. And it feels like you're not prepared to do that. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. Well, not the Eight of Wands. Yeah, let's look at the Eight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, Five of Swords. See, you're conflicted here about doing this, you know. With the Eight of Swords, you feel trapped. I feel like you're caught between two situations, one that you're committed to, okay, and one that you would like to be in, but you now feel it's too disruptive to go towards it, okay. But that person, if it's a person, is pressuring you to move. Let's look at that King of Wands. Yeah, see, they want you to have the courage to go for this new thing, start the new life, you know. But the fact is, Aries, you're digging your heels in, you're resisting, okay. You definitely feel quite trapped here. Well, I guess, yeah, that's the current energy now. Some of you are experiencing this pressure, right? And as I said, Saturn is leaving Pisces, moving into your sign. So you are going to feel some sort of pressure, right? Because it's going to be conjunct your sun. So that's something to look out for. And when Saturn moves in, there will be karmic consequences. The Lovers is also not just about a choice, but it's about consequences of choices. Okay, so think carefully here. And if you really don't want to move towards this new person, opportunity, whatever, then you need to be clear about that, okay? And don't allow yourself to be pressured into doing something that you don't want to do, because there will be consequences, yeah? Okay. So that's Aries, and let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, what's the new moon in Sag energy for Taurus? There's a new moon in Sagittarius energy for Taurus. What is this? The Hermit, the Star. Three of Cups with the Eight of Cups. Some of you are contemplating what it is you really want, okay? With the Star, you're very focused on this thing, goal. With the Three of Cups, for some of you, it is, yeah, it could be another person, okay? And some of you could be wondering whether you should walk towards this star or walk away from it, okay? Because we do have the Eight of Cups as the underlying, okay? Taurus, energy for Taurus or message for Taurus. Why is the Hermit there? Two of Cups. The Sun, wow. So I think in the past, Taurus, with this Hermit energy, you were very focused on your happiness. You saw it with somebody, okay, with the Two of Cups and the Sun, you weren't conflicted at all. You felt like this was your happiness, you know, with the Ace of Wands, okay, it's something new. Let's look at the Star. Nine of Cups, Five of Wands. I feel like this opportunity, this person, with this Nine of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, you could feel that you can't get what you want here, okay? You don't have the ability to go for this. Although it's something you greatly desire, you see it as your Two of Cups and your Sun, happiness. you feel like you're unable to get this, okay? Perhaps you feel that you'll be shunned, okay? Especially if it's a third party, you could feel like you're going to be shunned if you go for this. Now let's look at the Three of Cups. The Hierophant, yeah, and one more. The Hanged Man. And so this is causing you to see the situation differently. Okay, let's see why you feel that way. Okay, let's look at the Sun first of all. Why is the Sun there for Taurus? Death. And one more. The High Priestess reversed. Yeah. I think the thing is, Taurus, you would have to, with death, there would have to be some kind of public transformation. Okay, with the High Priestess reversed, it would have to come up. It would have to be revealed. It would have to be out in the open. And you feel that that's going to make you're not able to do that. Okay, let's look at that Nine of Cups. Four of Wands reversed. I feel in order to get your wish, you'd have to lose something that is stable, that is comfortable for you, okay? And you are an earth sign, you're very practical, right? So, yeah, I mean, the idea of losing this could, fill you with dread. Let's look at the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Six of Cups and the Moon, you're hiding this, okay? I feel like you are longing for someone, maybe from your past, maybe even from when you were young. It's all hidden though. You feel like you can't have that, okay? With the Nine of Swords, there's anxiety because you lose, some of you, if it's a third party, you're worried about losing a home, okay? Or a place of, maybe, or a job or a business or something solid, yeah? Let's look at this Hierophant. Yeah, the Sun. You'd have to shed light on this. And everyone would see you clearly as well, okay? And it feels like you're not prepared to be seen. Let's look at the Hanged Man, the Nine of Wands, yeah. And so you've decided to hang back. It's like you don't want to go public with this, okay? Because whatever it is, you feel like you're going to be shunned for it. People are not going to support you. And you're not ready to be seen, okay? You're not ready to be seen. Okay. Let's look at the Moon here. The Lovers, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're hiding this, okay? You're literally hiding a lover for some of you. And there's anxiety and stress about this. And you have deep insecurities. Some of you have very deep insecurities about going for this, okay? There are fears about this. For some people, it might even be a fear of intimacy, okay? I'm getting that. For some people, maybe not all, but for some of you, it could be a fear of intimacy as well. If it's not a third party, then it could even be a fear of intimacy for some people, okay? And you might feel like you can never have this, like a stable relationship, okay? That's for some people, okay? So that's what I got for you, Taurus. It looks like at the time of this new moon, you're still grappling with this, okay? Okay, so if you wanted the star in the past, I think you're having a rethink. But, examine the reasons why, right? Is it fear-based, right? Okay, let's move on to Gemini. Oh, Gemini. New moon in Sagittarius. What is the energy here? Or what's the message for Gemini? New moon in Sag. The Hierophant. Judgment. Ace of Wands. With the Knight of Wands. So there could be a rush to some kind of commitment here with Judgment, okay? Just be wary of this Knight of Wands. With the Lovers, that's you, okay? So you could be rushing to some kind of decision very impulsively to do with something, a long-standing commitment maybe. Some of you could be rushing to, literally get married, okay? Or sign up to something else. Be wary of being hasty here. Okay, let's look at the Hierophant. Three of Wands. When it comes to the future, right, some sort of commitment maybe that was expected, there is going to be some kind of truth, or you're going to have to speak up maybe, okay, and say something that might hurt someone. Maybe someone was expecting a commitment. Oh yeah, with the Eight of Cups, you could be walking away. Let's look at Judgment, Star, World. Yeah. Some of you have come to the conclusion that it's time to walk away from a commitment, okay? Or even the offer of a commitment. Like maybe someone was expecting a proposal. You're calling time on this. Okay, let's look at this Ace of Wands. Yeah, Five of Cups. It's something you regret now. And the Queen of Cups. Some of you regret this, okay? Yeah. Some of you regret this, but you're getting over your fears here with the Eight of Swords, right? Of leaving this relationship or commitment or whatever. For many, I think it was like a promise of a commitment, like someone was expecting a commitment, okay? And you're backing out of this. It feels like you're backing out, okay? It may be something you did very impulsively, okay? It's like someone who, impulsively maybe ask somebody to marry them, right? And then when the cold reality hits, they think better of it and they're like, oh, feels like that. Let's look at this Knight of Swords. Yeah, Six of Pentacles reversed. This is the harsh truth. You don't feel the same, okay? Let's look at the Star. King of Swords. Yeah, you're getting very clear here. Could be an Aquarius. Let's look at the World. Six of Swords. Yeah, you've decided it's time to move on. I think some of you feel you've been a bit too hasty here. Okay. Let's look at this Five of Cups. Yeah, Page of Wands. Something was initiated in haste and you're regretting this now. Let's look at the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're getting over your fears. You're in love with somebody and you want to walk away. Or even if it's not being in love, it's just you're walking away from your feelings, okay? Maybe you do love this person, okay, but you're not ready to get married. It could be something like that, right? Where you're just calling time on it because the offer of the commitment was premature, okay? That's what I'm getting. I think you do love this person, but you're not ready to commit to them. That's kind of what it feels like. So be careful, Gemini, at this time, okay? Be wary of rushing towards something, making a quick commitment, right? Whether it's a job or a person, because, you could be tempted to act very impulsively here. And then you're faced with this, situation of having to walk away from it, right? So be very clear and careful, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's look at the Queen of Cups. Yeah, the hangman reversed. I think you feel differently. I think you do care about this person. Okay, there are feelings here. You're coming up as a couple, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. And you're both in the upright. But what you don't feel comfortable about is this commitment. Okay? So you're regretting the offer of the commitment. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Okay. So that's you, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. Okay. Cancer. What is the new moon in Sag bringing up for Cancer? Three of Cups. What is this? Five of Cups and the World. Six of Swords. So there's some kind of movement to calmer waters, okay? With this Three of Cups, Five of Cups and the World. Yeah, there's a new chapter starting. We've got the World here as well at the bottom of this deck. So this is going to be an important cycle, okay? A chapter is closing out. You're going to be able to move on calmly from it, okay? And if this is not your energy, as I said, it could be the other person. But with this Five of Cups right at the heart, there's regret here. Maybe someone regrets, or this could be you. You could be missing someone, okay? Could be missing someone who was a friend. Some of you you could be missing a friend, okay? Or if it's not a friend, then it could have been a new romance, right? Someone who was around you. But with the World, yeah, I feel with the World that's closing out, and you might just leave it in the past. Let's see. Okay. Cancer. Whoa. Okay. Cancer. Okay, Nine of... Well, I wasn't... Hold on a sec. Okay. Let's look at this Three of Cups. Why is it there for Cancer? King of Cups. Knight of Swords. So someone who was in love with you, or this is you, Cancer, delivered a harsh truth here, okay? Something was said to hurt someone maybe in the past. This person does have feelings for you with the King of Cups. I think it's the person, the King of Cups is the person who has said the harsh thing. Somebody who may have been in your friend circle, or someone who friend zoned you. Okay, could be someone who friend zoned you. With death, your connection ended. Let's look at this Five of Cups, Justice, and Eight of Cups. Yeah, there's regret over this. There's regret over this, okay? And they want to make something right here. The fact that they left this connection, I think they'd like to make it right. Let's look at the World. Yeah, the World again. And one more. Nine of Wands. This person has been a little wary of approaching you, maybe, okay? But that could be ending. Okay. And for some of you, this is your energy with the Nine of Wands going to be guarded when this person approaches you, okay? So they may have been a friend or someone that you were friendly with. They could have friend zoned you. I feel like this person does regret this, and maybe both of you sort of miss each other, okay? But I think you may be a little more wary and guarded when they come back, okay? Let's see. Cancer. Let's look at that Knight of Swords. Two of Cups, Eight of Wands, King of Pentacles. For some of you, this person could even have wanted to commit to somebody, okay? Maybe even a third party, maybe someone in your friends group, okay? Let's look at that Eight of Cups. The Magician, yeah. They do regret that they did this, okay? That they walked away from you. They know they did this. There's regret for it. And let's look at this World. Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think they would like to come back towards you. If this is someone who left you for someone else, they regret that. And they'd like to, that relationship is over. Let's look at the Nine of Wands. Yeah, Hierophant and the Star. See, they see you as something that, you're the goal, you're the star, okay? With the Hierophant, they would like to commit to you. If this person, yeah, I'm getting that this person may have walked away from you, but they have a lot of feelings for you. With this Nine of Wands, though, they could still, they're not giving up on this, okay? And the idea of being with you, but you may be quite guarded. Let's look at that Magician. Six of Wands reversed and Strength. Yeah, this person has to overcome their ego. That's what I'm getting, okay? And their pride. I feel like this person with this King of Cups who still has feelings for you, Cancer, is quite a prideful person, okay? And although they want to reconnect with you with that Nine of Wands, they are wary, okay? Because they hurt you in the past, and maybe they worry that, you might hurt them now, okay? Something like this. Yeah, but this person is not giving up on the idea of being with you. Let's look at that Star. Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, I think, they feel like, I think this is someone who feels there's no way back to you, okay, with that Two of Wands reversed. They would like to reconnect, but I think they feel they've burnt their bridges with you, okay? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a feeling like this person feels like there's no return from this, and whatever they did, there's no return, and they'd have to really humble their pride here, okay, with that Six of Wands reversed in strength. And yeah, I don't know, maybe they're still hanging on to some ego there, okay, with that Nine of Wands. Because they feel it's hopeless, that you're going to turn them down, you're not going to forgive them for whatever went down. They could be at this time not really approaching you, okay? Although they do want to. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Cancer. You've got some slightly egotistical person who would like to reconnect with you, okay? All right, let's move on to Leo. For some of you, that's an ex energy, okay, Cancer. Some of you, an ex that chose someone else who wishes they could reconnect. Okay, maybe they don't want to admit that they made the wrong choice. Okay, so Leo, what's the message of the new moon in Sag? New moon in Sagittarius energy for Leo. What's the message for Leo? Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and one more. Oh gosh, how many is that? Okay, that's 3. I'll just take those. Okay, the King of Wands. Leo, that could be you. So there's truths that need to be spoken, and Leo, this is, I think, you that needs to do the speaking up, okay, because we've got the King of Wands there. You need to speak up to this person. I feel this Queen of Swords, who already has a pretty good idea of what's going on, okay, whatever's happening between the two of you, this person already kind of knows. With this Eight of Wands, the Star, and the Hermit. Now you see how the Hermit is facing away from the Star. So it feels like, Leo, this person knows that when it comes to, that you're sort of moving on from this, okay? That you've turned your back on the Star. It's not something you desire anymore. Yeah, they can see that, okay? But I think you haven't conveyed it to them, but you need to speak up, okay? But they can see that you're not focused on this anymore. Let's look at the Queen of Swords, the Devil, 3 of Wands. Yeah, this person is, they can see the truth clearly, okay? They're just waiting for you to confirm it. And with the Devil, I feel it's also your fears, okay? Your fears, anything that's holding you back, they can see, and they're waiting to hear about it. Let's look at this Prince of Swords. And I think this person is also fearful of, like, they know with the Queen of Swords that you've turned your back, but they're still holding out some hope. And when they hear from you, that they hear the truth from you, it's like all hope will be gone. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Your fears, getting over a commitment, okay, or some kind of obligation maybe. They want to hear you speak up about it. Let's look at this, the Eight of Wands, Star, and the Hermit. 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and Death. Yeah, see, it's pretty clear with the Ace of Swords. So they know that this is coming to an end, okay? Things that, where you were happy with this person, or you had a goal of family life, right? Hope you can see that. Okay. Where maybe you had a shared goal of a happy family life. Things are changing, that's coming to an end, okay? This person instinctively knows, they can see, but they're waiting to hear from you, okay? And you need to take action here, Leo, and communicate, okay? Let's look at the Devil. It sounds like calling off a wedding or something like that, and, it could be filling you with dread, but it's something that would have to be said here. Let's look at the Devil. Yeah, see, 4 of Swords and the Fool. You've had time to think about this, okay? You've had a time out. You've had time to think about this. And now they know that you're afraid of taking the plunge or doing this. Let's look at the 3 of Wands. Yeah, Knight of Wands reversed. See, you were charging towards this. And now they're expecting you to they're expecting to hear that you're not moving forward with this anymore. Okay, you're backing out. Let's look at that Eight of Swords. Where's the Eight of Swords? The Strength. Yeah, here you are. You're getting over your fears. Okay, you're finding the courage to release yourself. Let's look at the Hierophant. Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel it's like a new relationship and a new offer of commitment, which you could feel that you rushed into a little hastily. And now that you've had some time to think about this, you're realizing, oh gosh, maybe I don't want to go through with this. And this person is expecting to hear from you that you're not going through with it. They can see that you're backing out. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune. Empress, Five of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, see, it's fated, okay, that you're going to be conflicted about this, that you're not interested in this. I think, Leo, fate is stepping in maybe to help you, okay, to dodge a bullet, because I think your heart's not in this. You were conflicted. Maybe you allowed other people to push you towards this, or you did it for the wrong reasons, or you just didn't think too much, right? You could have done it impulsively. Yeah, so fate stepping in to save you, okay? Let's look at Death. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's a situation that you felt trapped in with the Eight of Swords. You couldn't find your way out of it. It's coming to an end. Okay, but you do need to speak up. I think this person deserves to hear the truth. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Leo. And let's move on to Virgo. So we've got Virgo, we've got Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, and then I think we're done. Okay, Virgo. New moon in Sag. What is the message here for Virgo? High Priestess. Okay, and two more. It's too many. I'll just take that one. Three of Cups and one more. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, with the Six of Wands. Ooh, okay. So there is an opportunity around you, Virgo. Okay, it's a new opportunity. It's got a lot of potential. You're keeping it a secret from your friends, though. I feel from the people around you, you're not speaking up about this, and you're keeping it quiet. With the Six of Wands, I feel like you care what these people think, and they see you a certain way, and maybe this opportunity, whatever it is, doesn't fit in with that. Okay. It's like they've got some kind of image of you, and this opportunity sort of jars with that. Okay, let's see. And so you're keeping it quiet. Be careful that you're not led at this time by what other people think. Okay, let's look at the High Priestess. Why is that there for Virgo? Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords. Why is the Three of Cups there? The Three of Cups, yeah, your friends groups. And the Two of Pentacles. And let's look at the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, Five of Cups. And the Two of Wands. And one more. The Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. So I think, Virgo, you feel the need to conceal this. Okay, you do feel the need to conceal this, to keep it secret, this decision, right, from your friends, because you feel like they're not going to support you. Okay, they're not going to support this. This may be an opportunity that you had in the past that you missed out on. Okay, and there's regret for that, and now you have a chance to pursue it again. Okay, and maybe you missed out on it because you cared what these people thought, your friends groups, and now you have a chance to go for it again. And now you see that you don't want to tell these people because they don't support this. Okay, what's on the other side of that Two of Wands? A Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is you stepping up, getting empowered, and acting independently, and not afraid to move away from your friends groups. Okay, that's what I'm getting, which is great energy. Okay, let's see. Why is the Queen of Swords there for Virgo? Judgment. Yeah, you've had this realization that these people, that you need to keep this private. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, you're not speaking up. You're not telling them the truth. Okay. I don't know if you're actively lying to people about this, but you are definitely not volunteering any information. Okay. Now let's look at, and for some of you, you could feel with the Seven of Swords that you need to keep it private and secret, because with the Knight of Swords reversed, you could feel that other people are telling you things that may not be true about this. Okay, so that it could work that way as well, that you think that the people around you are not going to be honest about this opportunity, and so you're just deciding to keep it to yourself. Let's look at the Two of Pentacles. There's a Two of Pentacles there for Virgo. Yeah, Page of Cups in the reverse. This may be something that you didn't go towards in the past. That's what I feel. Okay, I feel like it's something you didn't follow in the past. You regret this. Let's look at that Five of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you put your focus on something else. You are working on something else, and you pass this up. Now let's look at the Chariot. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I think you feel that with the Queen of Swords reversed, you didn't see the truth in the past, right? You've had that judgment here, okay? That you didn't see the truth of this new opportunity, which is represented with this Queen of Wands. It could be a person or a job or whatever, but it's attractive. You didn't see the truth of that, okay? And now you feel you want to move on from this. And if this Queen of Swords is an actual person in your life, then that person, you've had an awareness, okay, about that person, and it's that they're not telling you the truth, okay? They've been deceptive, they've lied to you, and it caused you to drop this situation, okay, whatever this opportunity was in the past. But now you know that that person was not honest, and so you're hiding it from them, right? And deciding to go your own way, okay? Okay, which seems like the right thing to do, yeah? If you have people who are going to actively lie to you and try to deceive you, then yes, you do need to keep them in the dark, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Virgo. And let's move on to Libra. Okay. Libra. New moon in Sagittarius. What is the message here for Libra? What's the message here for Libra? Ace of Wands. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Swords with the Seven of Wands. Yeah, so there's some sort of determination here to go for something, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles, though, it's happening at a super slow pace, okay? There is something here, it's in the past, this Ace of Wands, maybe in the recent past, okay? Libra, I feel you want to work towards this. There's a determination to do this. You're being very methodical with this Knight of Pentacles. You don't want to rush it. And maybe with this Queen of Swords, there's discernment that this is going to take time. It's like something that you can't sprint towards, right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, it feels like that. Okay. Libra. Message for Libra. Why is the Ace of Wands there? The Star and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a chance for a special collaboration here, okay? Libra. Let's look at the Prince of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's taking its own sweet time here with the Knight of Pentacles. It's very slow. It's about going towards this. Maybe it's about choosing a new partner in business, okay, or in love, or whatever. But there's fears to be conquered, and as a result, it is going extremely slow, okay. Yeah, you could be fearing that it might end badly. Some of you could have, could be nervous, okay? Like you've been burnt before in partnerships and now you're taking a good hard look, taking it super slow, okay? And let's look at this Queen of Swords. The Empress and one more. Six of Wands, the Lovers and the Magician. With the Two of Cups, okay. So you want to manifest something, okay, a new life with this person that you see, or you know, that seems like a dream collaboration, right? Maybe you're worried that it's too good to be true and you're trying to calm your nerves here about this, okay? And you're trying to manifest this outcome for yourself. And it feels like playing the long game, like you're, like I said, it feels like a marathon, not a sprint, okay? Yeah, but you're determined to be with this person, okay? Or to have this person, to choose this person and have them choose you. Okay, let's look at the Star. Page of Cups. Yeah, you want to go towards this. Let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's a recognition that this is the right collaboration, okay? For some of you, it could be in the realm of work, right? Where you see someone who's just an ideal partner. Okay, let's look at the Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ten of Swords, Tower. Some of you had to get over your fears, okay, of speaking up, of following your truth, right? For some of you, this opportunity that is seen as a star, the Queen of Wands, it's so attractive that you almost wonder, like I said, like you're wondering, like, is this too good to be true? Is this person too good to be true? Is this opportunity too good? You know, and so you're moving really slowly and methodically. Now let's look at that Empress. The Moon. Yeah, the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles. You know, that's the thing. I think this is actually a great opportunity. But with the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles, it's not clear, okay? It's not, you can't see it. There's, you know, like if this person, if it's a relationship, this person is not like anyone you've been with before. And so there's fears around that, okay? Let's look at the Lovers. The High Priestess. I think your intuition is telling you this is the right person for you, Libra. Let's look at the Magician. Eight of Pentacles. You're very focused on manifesting this. You're really putting in a lot of energy. Six of Cups. Oh, wait, one more. Five of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Some of you feel you're very focused on your insecurities. Okay, some of it going back from childhood. And that could be why you're wondering if this is too good to be true. You know, I can tell you that with the cards here, with the Star and the Empress, the Lovers, it's this is not too good to be true. This is a great opportunity. And there's, you know, while it's good to take your time and do your due diligence, there's such a thing as being too slow, okay? So just be, you know, it's about having that right balance, right? It's, yeah, don't be too focused on your insecurities here, okay? Let's look at that Moon. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. This feels like not being open to this, letting your fears do the talking and being closed off to this, okay? Because it's just so unknown, you know? But it is a great opportunity, Libra, you know? Please don't miss it, okay? That's what I'm getting for you. Yeah, with this Knight of Pentacles energy again, I mean, for some of you could be dealing with a Virgo, but this, whoever it is in this energy is very, very slow. It's like they have to work up their nerve really slowly, okay? Okay. And so that's Libra. Let's move on to Scorpio. Wow, it is raining cats and dogs here. Okay, Scorpio. New moon in Sagittarius. What's the energy here for Scorpio? What's the message for Scorpio? New moon in Sagittarius. Message for Scorpio. Ace of Swords. Wow. Seven of Wands. Message for Scorpio. Eight of Wands. With the Emperor. So there is clarity here, okay? There's clarity, there's the truth is out there. With the Seven of Wands, don't fight this, Scorpio, okay? Don't resist this. Don't resist this clarity, this truth. With the Eight of Wands, there needs to be movement, okay? Don't resist the movement, okay? If this is your energy, you know what you want, okay? You know what it is you have to do and what you want, and don't fight it. Okay, let's look at the Ace of Swords. Where's up there for Scorpio? Three of Swords. Nine of Swords and the Star. And let's look at the Seven of Wands. The Magician. Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. Okay. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. Ten of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think someone's making a choice. Okay, the truth is clear. There's heartbreak here, right? Someone is confronting their fears about this. They're moving towards a dream. And someone's getting left behind, okay? I feel like in the pursuit of the dream, someone else is getting left behind. Now, you could be, you know, the one going for the dream or the one getting left behind. But if you're the one getting left behind, Scorpio, with the Seven of Wands, don't try to fight this, okay? Don't, because with this Magician, Page of Cups and Queen of Cups, it feels like fighting someone from pursuing their dream, trying to manipulate them instead to stay, right? To stay where their heart isn't, okay? Trying to resist this. This person wants to move on from family, okay? With the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, they do want to move on. I think it's this Emperor. Yeah, we got the King of Swords beneath that. So this person's moving on, and there's a tendency to try, to resist the truth. It's like fighting the truth, okay? Yeah, don't fight the truth, right? Okay, let's look at this Nine of Swords. Whatever this person wants to pursue, and for some of you, I mean, maybe, it could be that you're this person's parent, okay, and they want to leave home and you're trying to fight that. Let's look at the Nine of Swords. Yeah, the Star. See, they finally conquered their feelings, their fears about going for a dream, pursuing this. Don't stand in their way, okay? Let's look at the Star. Seven of Swords, yeah. Don't fool yourself regarding this, okay? I think there's some amount of self-deception regarding this Star. For some of you, this is, a family member, right, that wants to pursue a dream. You could be, I hope you're not trying to deceive them about that, but for some of you, you could be deceiving yourself, like telling yourself, oh, that'll never happen, they shouldn't go, that'll never happen, that'll never work out, right, whatever. But I feel like you are trying to fight the truth here. Let's look at the Magician. Yeah, the Magician again. Let's look at the Page of Cups. Yeah, Four of Swords. It's like trying to get this person to give up on that dream, Let's look at the Eight of Wands. The Fool. See, they're ready to go off and take a chance, okay? For some of you, this is a child with the Six of Cups. I mean, even though it's an Emperor, it could be someone who's coming of age, like it could even be an adult child who's just finally exercising control, okay? And deciding to move on, And I feel like someone they're leaving behind is trying to manipulate them into staying. Let's look at that Star. Yeah, I think in the past, this person, was fooling themselves or didn't believe in the star. There was some disillusionment, but now they're getting over their fears about going for this. Yeah, and it looks like there's conflict with you, okay, or this could be you, as I said, but there's conflict in the home regarding this pursuing this dream. Don't try to resist them, okay? I mean, don't try to stop them. Let this person pursue their dreams. Yeah, see? I think there's manipulation because it feels like the person with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it feels like this person wants to move on, right? This Emperor energy. And there's someone in the home there or in this Ten of Pentacles structure who's trying to prevent that from happening, okay? Let's look at the Fool. Let's look at this Eight of Wands. The Fool and the Lovers. Yeah, they're choosing this and it's the right choice for them. Yeah, with the Seven of Cups reversed, this person is very clear now. They've made the choice. Three of Pentacles reversed. And I think they feel that they want to get started. If this is like a child, an adult child who's leaving the home, then they want to get started on their own life. They feel like it's time to leave. So don't manipulate them into trying to stay, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Let's look at that Five of Wands. Yeah, Three of Swords. I mean, there's heartbreak, okay? It is breaking this person's heart as well to stay and fight over this. Not getting that this person is a partner of yours, okay? I'm not getting that. Yeah, I'm not getting that of this energy. I think it's a relative or someone that you're connected with who is wanting to leave, okay, and pursue their own life. They're making the choice to do it for themselves. With the Emperor, this person is stepping up, okay, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they're stepping up. So that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. And I think that concludes everybody. It's just the energy of the new moon. We'll be doing readings again to check in on the energy of the full moon, which is, I think, beginning of Jan. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. I will timestamp it. Please do tell me in the comments if it resonates at all. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, take care.